Good evening, YouTube. This is Rich again with an exclusive YouTube video blog. Originally, I was going to do a video blog about the top 16 favorite TV female news anchors, my favorites, but it's going to be postponed to next week because this is a tribute to a legendary figure in the world of professional wrestling. Just a few hours ago, WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk, the hardcore legend, passed away at the age of 79. Terry has been battling several health issues over the past few years, including dementia. He was in an assisted living home at the time of his death. And I think around 2021, he told all his fans not to send him any more autographs because he was getting lame brain, goofy. So he probably knew that he was having failing health. Terry Funk was born into a wrestling family. His brother Dory Jr. was a fellow WWE Hall of Famer and former NWA World Champion. And his father, Dory Sr., was a wrestler and promoter who promoted and ran the Amarillo territory, also known as Western Sports. For many years, it was one of the top NWA affiliates. Terry started his wrestling career in 1965, mainly teaming with his brother Dory Jr. and his father Dory Sr. And Terry, for the first 10 years of his career, basically worked several regional territories like Georgia, Florida, Mid-Atlantic, Western Sports, Pacific Northwest, and he would always travel to Japan back and forth. In 1975, Terry beat Jack Briscoe to win the NWA World title in Miami, Florida, and for the next 15 months he's had legendary feud with Dusty Rhodes and Harley Race, and Terry was a very good on the microphone. He would always say to Dusty Rhodes, "You egg-sucking dog, you Dusty Rhodes," and they had a long-running feud for many, many years after Terry lost the NWA World Championship to Harley Race in 1977. Terry also was legendary in Japan, wrestling for All Japan for many years, back and forth. And also, like, Terry didn't stay in wrestling territory for long. He would just bounce around, be going from face to heel. In 1981, he went to the CWA in Memphis to have a long-running feud with Jerry the King Lawler. They were infamous for an empty arena match at the Mid-South Coliseum. And this is when Terry Funk suffered a legitimate eye injury. In 1985, Terry Funk made his debut in the WWE. The first match he had, he attacked the ring attendant Mel Phillips, and then he had a feud with the Junkyard Dog. He was managed by Jimmy Hart. He had a long-running feud in the WWE with Junkyard Dog. He got a few title shots against Hulk Hogan, including one on Saturday night's main event. He teamed up with his brother Dory Funk Jr., who became Hoss Funk in the WWE. And they beat Tito Santana and the Junkyard Dog at WrestleMania 2. the WWE schedule burned Terry out. He left just after WrestleMania. He was replaced with another Funk called Jimmy Jack Funk, who was not really a Funk at all. He was regional wrestler Jesse Barr, who wrestled in Portland and in Championship Wrestling from Florida. And he teamed with Dory Funk, and that tag team was the Pits. And just Terry continued to wrestle all over Japan and in several other regional wrestling territories, what was left of them, towards the late 80s. He actually went into Hollywood and starred, had parts in Over the Top and Roadhouse and the TV series Wild Side, and he wrote the choreographic the fight between Rocky Balboa and Tommy at Rocky V, and he also appeared in Paradise Alley. Terry came back to prominence in 1989 when he appeared at Wrestle War 1989 as one of the 3 judges for the Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat match. And after Flair won, he congratulated him and then attacked him, giving him the pile driver. And he started a long-running feud with the Nature Boy. Ric Flair had matches at house shows, Great American Bash 1989, Halloween Havoc, and a Clash of Champions when Terry Funk beat when Ric Flair beat Terry Funk for I Quit, and Terry Funk retired from wrestling, only to return a few months later in Japan. During that time, he became a commentator for WCW when he was part of the booking committee. And in the next several years, Terry continued to bounce around from territory to territory, was left in a lot of Japan. He had some classic matches on the independent circuit with Kevin Sullivan, Eddie Gilbert, and Cactus Jack. They had a lot of death matches in Japan. Terry was going to make an appearance at Survivor Series 1993 as one of the Masked Knight, but he decided not to show up because the plan was he was going to be unmasked and he was going to be called unmasked in that match. And he said he had a 6th horse. He also wanted to be part of the WWE booking committee at that time. He also, in 1993, he started wrestling for ECW first, feuding with Eddie Gilbert and then the Public Enemy. He made appearances at WCW in 1994 as part of Stud Stable with Colonel Rob Parker, Bunkhouse Buck, Arn Anderson, and Min. He had a feud. He wrestled Dusty Rhodes again in an 8-man tag at Wrestle War. At Fall Brawl 1994, the War Game. He continued to wrestle on and off for ECW for several years, feuding with Cactus Jack, Sabu, Shane Douglas, Primetime Brian Lee, and so many others. He became a hardcore legend. He was won the ECW World title at 54 years old, beating Raven. He held the title for about 3.5 months before losing it to Sabu and at a Bob Wire match. And then Terry Funk retired in September of 1997. His final match was against Bret the Hitman Hart, but that retirement only lasted a few weeks. He eventually signed with the WWE as Change Star Charlie. His head was in pantyhose, but everybody called him Terry, Terry, Terry. He teamed with Cactus Jack to face the New Age Outlaws. Terry Funk had a hardcore match with Cactus Jack at one of the Monday Night Raws, and the New Age Outlaws flew when they went into the dumpster. And then Terry Funk and Cactus Jack briefly captured WWE Gold at WrestleMania 14, beating the New Age Outlaws, but it was a technicality that Billy Gunn was placed in the wrong dumpster. And then they lost the titles the next day. And then afterwards, Terry bounced around again in WWE, teaming with Scorpio and Bradshaw, but he left in the summer of 1998 just to retire again, but he showed up again in ECW in the fall of 1988 1998 turning heel and feuding with Tommy Dreamer, and he's had a new protege, Just Incredible. It was supposed to be a Tommy Dreamer versus Terry Funk match at one of the pay-per-views in ECW in 1999, but Terry fell ill. There were rumors that he suffered, that it was hepatitis C he contracted, but that never was confirmed. And then, Terry had another retirement match in 1999, and then he was a subject for the documentary Beyond the Mat, which came out in 2000. At that time, he wrestled for WCW as he was feuding with Dustin Rhodes and NWO 2000. He wrestled for them for about 7 months, and then he bounced around again for independent shows, Japan and TNA. He actually did moonsaults as an advanced age, and then he made cameo appearances in the WWE in 2006 when they started that ECW brand, and I think 2010 and 2014 and 2016. In 2009, Terry Funk got inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame with his brother, Dory Sr., and he also inducted Abdullah the Butcher into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2011. And Terry Funk finally retired for good in 2017 after wrestling his final match at 73 years old, and that's when the rumor started that Terry was, being spotted, being a little slower and kind of, forgetting a lot of stuff. In the winter of 2021, he said in a YouTube video that he wanted no more autographs to be signed. He was not going to sign more autographs. That June, several wrestlers confirmed that Terry Funk was diagnosed with dementia, and he was in and out of assisted living homes. Some wrestlers were downplaying it, saying that Terry was not feeling well, but dementia is one of those diseases that is very, very hard, and it not only affects yourself, it affects families, because sometimes when you have dementia, you forget, and you have spurts. And there was photos of Terry Funk recently looking in good spirits for his birthday a few months ago. Well, those were the last public photos of him, and he looked to be in good spirits, but he was in declining health. Just so sad that he passed away, and that's one of the hardcore legends of professional wrestling. Another wrestler from the golden age of wrestling in the 70s gone. Rest in peace, Terry Funk. That's about it on that, and thank you for this, for all your support. Leave comments down. I will talk to you again soon.